Can you do? Face I could just get your attention for one moment, please. I'd just like to draw your attention to page 2 of the program. If at all possible, we would encourage you not to come on the floor level to take photos, but just so you know, between June 19th and September 19th, photos of the graduates as they walk across the stage will be available online, so each graduate will have their photo taken as they go across the stage. Thanks.
Simplissime Cancelleri, placeti tibi ut officium incipiat.
Plaquette.
Please remain standing for the prayer of invocation given by Chaplain Kevin Bork, Protestant Ecumenical Chaplain of UNB's campus ministry.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Before our prayer today, I want to say a brief word. When we gather here today and enter into a space of prayer, we do so in recognition of the diversity of persons, worldview, and spiritual traditions that are represented here today. So no matter where you find yourself in the conversation that surrounds words like prayer and spirit, my hope today is that the prayer of invocation would greet you with a deep respect for your ways and your path. So let us pray. Living Spirit, Creator, our great source that is known by many, many names. On this day of celebration, we have many reasons to give thanks. First, we thank you for our graduates, for each and every hope and dream that dwells deep within them. We honor their perseverance, their ambition, and their passion. We are thankful that they've made it to this day. We pray for their future and that you would steady them with courage, hope, wisdom, and integrity. We open our hearts to say thank you to you for all those whom you have placed in the lives of our graduates to help love them, encourage them, mentor them, and guide them. Moms, dads, brothers, sisters, partners, friends, family, and neighbors alike. We give you thanks for their sacrifice and their love. We give you thanks for the tireless dedication of the members of our UMB community. And finally, for the gift of life, the gift of learning, and the gift of love. We say thank you, and we say Amen.
Thank you, Kevin. Please be seated. I now call upon Imelda Purley, UNB's Elder in Residence, to deliver a traditional Wolastoq Maliseet welcome. Imelda.
Uliwan yudnik anikabwit, Dr. Campbell. Wulas weltem, kolasik open yudnilan wulas tagwikuk, nakadena meek makik. Mejme de yudnilan wikoltiben open, mejdenan wikoltiben. Lida husbandkis kakip silgilwa beda bazeg, na wajigazino de megnanilan tladwe wagnen, abjaliuden gitak migomen tladwe wagen. I give gratitude for and welcome you to our traditional territory of the Wolastoq people of the river and the Mi'kmaq nations here in our province. And for years, we've been maintaining this beautiful land, and we've welcomed you onto this beautiful land. And so today we celebrate with you the beautiful earth walk that you're celebrating today of your achievements. I'm going to sound the drum to the four directions. This morning I called on those eastern spirits and the southern spirits, the western spirits and the northern spirits to come. They're still here, so I'm not going to call them here again. We don't want too many spirits here. So what I want to do is do a tribute in the afternoon to do a song of Wolastoq, which was actually a song that came to the first elder in residence, Gwen Bear. I will do the song in my language first, one verse, and then I'll do one in English, in your language. And that's just a tribute to how much we value our land and our, and the water, the air that's here. And so today, as you are being honored, the eagle fan that was, raised on your honor comes from many, many elders before me. This has been passed down many generations. And when I knew it was for education today, I wanted to raise it in your honor for what you've achieved in your earth walk. And may you continue to, make us proud as you are today.
Thank you, Elder Purley. I'd like to take this moment to introduce our platform party to you and ask that you hold your applause till the end. My name is Eddie Campbell. I'm president of the university. Joining me on stage are Wayne Albert, Dean of Kinesiology. By the way, I would ask you to stand when I call your name briefly. Brian Baxter, Vice Chair of UNB's Board of Governors. Mark Bedard, President of UNB's Associate Alumni. Ed Biden, the Dean of Graduate Studies. Kevin Bork from the Protestant Ecumenical Association with UNB's Campus Ministry. John Bragg, Honorary Degree recipient. James Kroll, Professor Emeritus. Karen Cunningham, University Comptroller. Richard Curry, Chancellor Emeritus. Gwen Davies, Orator. Sarah Deverin, University Secretary. Captain Paul Dowling, Aide-de-Camp for the Lieutenant Governor of New Brunswick. Linda Eyre, Assistant Dean of Graduate Studies. Margaret Grant McGivney, member of UNB's Board of Governors and Director of the Associated Alumni. Tom Gribbins, a member of UNB's Board of Governors. David Hinton, Registrar. Carol Laurie, member of our Board of Governors. Alison McCain, our Chancellor. He is the brother of Catherine McCain, who is the chair of UNB's Board of Governors. Dev Mitra, the Dean of Business Administration. Dan Murray, Vice President, Finance and Admin. The Honourable Graydon Nicholas, Lieutenant Governor of New Brunswick. Shelley Pelkey, member of our Board of Governors. Imelda Purley, Elder in Residence. Don Russell, the President of St. Thomas University. Pleasure to have you with us this afternoon, Don. Anthony Secco, Vice President, Academic Fredericton. Ann Sherman, Dean of Education. Bob Skillen, Vice President, Advancement. Chris Stevenson, Professor Emeritus. David Stevenson, Honorary Degree recipient from a few years ago and Governor Emeritus. John Stewart, Professor Emeritus. Mary Lou Sterling, Professor Emerita. James Taylor, Professor Emeritus. Karen Taylor, a member of our Board of Governors. David Woolnough, a member of our Board of Governors. Thank you all for being a part of this special day. I would like now to call on our Chancellor, Dr. Alison McCain, to deliver the welcome address. Alison.
Members of the Board of Governors, President Campbell, Chancellor Emeritus Curry, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and most important of all, the people we're here to honor today, graduates. It's my privilege to welcome you to the 185th Encaenia of the University of New Brunswick. And graduates, allow me to be the first to congratulate you for what you've achieved, because the culmination of that is only moments away. The qualities that have served you throughout your university career will also serve you well as you leave academia for the real world. Today, you follow in the footsteps of literally thousands of UNB graduates. Your hard work, your talent, and your determination have finally paid off. And whether you realize it or not, you've grown during those 4 years or more that you're here. Some of us spent more than that. I didn't, but I was close. But during that period, you've clearly matured. You've acquired a lot of new knowledge and skills, and you've developed leadership skills, and that's important. You've developed those, and they will serve you well as you go forward in this world. A good education is important. It's essential. But frankly, what really matters is what you do with it. You have the potential to make a real difference in this world. And dare I suggest that perhaps you even have an obligation to do just that. But today, graduates, today is your day. So enjoy it, savor it. You deserve every minute of it. But tomorrow, let's get going. Thank you.
Thank you, Chancellor McCain. I would now like to draw your attention to page 16 of the program. The medals listed there will be presented during our Encaenia ceremony. All other medals and prizes appear below the recipient's name in the graduation lists. These medals and prizes will be presented at a faculty awards ceremony or can be picked up at the Financial Services Office in the IUC building. On behalf of the university, I extend to you all of the recipients, our congratulations, and I express on behalf of us all the hope that you will maintain the high standards that you have demonstrated in qualifying for these awards for the rest of your lives. I would now ask the Vice President Fredericton Academic, Dr. Anthony Secco, to assist the Honourable Graydon Nicholas in the presentation of the medals.
Through the generosity of His Honour, the Lieutenant Governor, a silver medal is awarded each spring to the outstanding graduating student in each of the faculties on the Fredericton campus. At this ceremony, we will present the medals in Business Administration and Kinesiology. The Medal for Education is awarded at the fall convocation. I would ask each recipient to come forward as your name is called to receive the medal from the Lieutenant Governor. The Lieutenant Governor's Silver Medal in Business Administration is awarded to Roxane Lefebvre. The Lieutenant Governor's Silver Medal in Kinesiology is awarded to Christy Marie Stevenson.
We will now proceed to the conferring of an honorary degree. The recipient will be presented by the orator, Dr. Gwen Davies. Gwen.
John L. Bragg, to be Doctor of Letters honoris causa. The president of 6 companies, chairman of 5 others, director of 3 major corporations, former chancellor of Mount Allison University, and a generous philanthropist, John Bragg is a committed maritimer whose business acumen and community leadership have characterized his career since its beginning. A native of Collingwood, Nova Scotia, John Bragg is descended from a namesake who emigrated from England in the 19th century and in 1874 built the little Anglican church at Oxford Junction, still maintained by the family and where generations of Braggs are buried. According to a 2013 article in the Oxford Journal, a photograph of that church sits on a table in Dr. Bragg's corporate office in Oxford, Nova Scotia, opposite a large, formal painting of Dr. Bragg in his official robes as Chancellor of Mount Allison University. Each picture says much about the informing values and the commitment of the man whom we are honoring today. Picking blueberries as a teenager to help pay for his university education, John Bragg graduated from Mount Allison in the 1960s with a Bachelor of Commerce degree and a BEd. By 1968, he had established Oxford Frozen Foods, turning a modest blueberry farm into what is today the world's largest producer of wild blueberries and one of the biggest suppliers of frozen carrots in Canada and the United States. By 1971, he had also founded Bragg Communications, which by expanding its regional cable acquisitions throughout the 1970s to 1990s, metamorphosed into Eastlink Communications, today Canada's 5th largest cable TV provider, and a trendsetter in 2000 by being the first communications and entertainment company in North America to bundle all services, including telephone, into one bill for one price. Reflecting the diversity of his interests and his expertise, he also serves as president of Bragg Lumber, Peninsula Foods, the Maine Wild Blueberry Company, and Cherryfield Foods, while also sitting on the boards of Bragg Communications, Eastlink Cable Systems, and Biosen Laboratories. Given the range of Dr. Bragg's business and entrepreneurial insights, he has been eagerly sought after over the years to serve on various national boards of directors, ranging from Sobeys and the Toronto-Dominion Bank to Maple Leaf Foods and Damasco. As well as being an innovator in business, Dr. Bragg has also, with his wife Judy, generously supported health research, nature conservation, hospital foundations, entrepreneurship education, universities, and research exploring the sustainability of rural life in the region, all through the John and Judy Bragg Family Foundation. Dr. Bragg's insightfulness and social commitment, including his dedication to student education, have been recognized by a number of honors, ranging from his being inducted as an Officer of the Order of Canada and appointed to the Canadian Business Hall of Fame, to his being awarded 4, and now today 5, honorary degrees. Throughout his entrepreneurial career, Dr. Bragg has remained firmly attached to his maritime roots, maintaining corporate offices in Oxford, Nova Scotia, and living nearby in Collingwood, Nova Scotia. The citation read in Ottawa when he was inducted into the Order of Canada noted that in creating a thriving international company out of growing blueberries, he had also provided, and I quote, year-round employment for many in Eastern Canada because of his implementation of a radical diversification plan and by his creation of a worldwide sales and distribution network, end of quote. I like to tell people, he said in his 2013 Oxford Journal interview, that I live in a village of 300 people, and I see that as a very positive experience. When I say that my grandchildren live next door, and they're the 7th generation in that village, not many people can say that. We're all over the world with our business, he adds, but I think it says that we're not disadvantaged by living in rural Nova Scotia. It is with great pleasure that the University of New Brunswick adds to the many honors of this distinguished Atlantic Canadian by admitting Dr. John Bragg to the degree of Doctor of Letters honoris causa. Insignissime praeses, amplissime cancellare, tota universitas praesento vobis, Johannem Bragg, ut admitator honoris causa, ad gradum doctoris in litteris in hac universitat.
Ego admitto te, Johannem Bragg, honoris causa, ad gradum doctoris in litteris in Universitati Novi Brunswicki. It is now my privilege and a great pleasure to invite Dr. John Bragg to address this Encaenia. John.
Chancellor Emeritus, by the way, I'm very impressed with this great building that's dedicated to the former Chancellor. It's a fantastic asset to the university. Mr. President, Lieutenant Governor, platform guest, graduates, parents, friends, and mentors of the graduates. To the graduates, a sincere thank you for allowing me to share this very special day with you. As a former Chancellor of Mount Allison, I was privileged to share graduation day with graduates in several years. It is truly an honor to be part of this day and to be honored with a degree as part of the 2014 graduating class. So thank you for allowing me to be part of your class. As part of my instructions for today, it was suggested that I limit my remarks to 5 minutes, which I'm happy to do. One of my favorite pastimes is reading American history, and I am reminded that Lincoln's Gettysburg Address was less than 2 minutes in length. So what can I say in a few minutes remaining of my time that may be helpful to you, the graduates? A few days ago, I attended convocation at Mount Allison University where the Right Honorable Paul Martin spoke, and on Friday of last week, by coincidence, I read a convocation address by a general in the U.S. military. He spoke of the rigors of training to become a Navy SEAL. Paul Martin spoke of the challenges of our Aboriginal people and the challenges in Africa. You, on the other hand, are hearing from an Atlantic Canadian entrepreneur, a far cry from a general and a former Prime Minister. I am encouraged by the fact that when alumni are questioned about their convocation speaker, most have no memories of the message. You will, in a few minutes, receive your degrees. These degrees represent the hard work and knowledge gained over your time here at UNB. With respect, this is only the beginning of your lifelong learning experience. Many of you will go on to formal postgraduate studies, and many will start tomorrow on less formal but important development of life's wisdom. One of my favorite quotes comes from Alexander Graham Bell, who says, "When one door closes, another opens, but we often look so long and so regretfully upon the closed door that we do not see the one that opens before us." So my question to you is, how do you take advantage of the many doors which will open before you? How can you, 50 years from now, look back with satisfaction on how you made a difference in the world in which you have lived? As we say in rural Nova Scotia, how can you punch above your weight, exceed even your own expectations? When I graduated from Mount Allison with degrees in business and education, which covered 2 of the faculties here of the 3, I certainly had no expectations of the accomplishments and honors I have received. I was not an honor student. I like to say I could have been, but decided enjoying many of the non-academic aspects of campus life was more meaningful to a person determined to be an entrepreneur. There are many, many aspects of a career spanning over 50 years which I could reference as helping me, and perhaps could help you in the future. I have decided to narrow my comments to 2 areas, which are available to all graduates in all faculties, and in fact available to all young people who are going out into the world. These 2 are, firstly, the use of mentors, and secondly, innovative thinking. So firstly, the use of mentors. Charlie Munger, who is the partner of the world's greatest investor, Warren Buffett, says, use mentors. Use many of them, and they need not all be living. Of course, you have received mentorship from parents and associates already. Don't be afraid to ask for help and advice. People love to help. Through the years, I have been mentored by many. Read about great leaders. You will learn something from each one of them. If I had to choose 2 books, only 2, for you to read, and I would hope that you would continue reading in your career, if I had to choose 2, I would suggest the autobiographies of Nelson Mandela and Katharine Graham. We all know about Mandela, a man who spent 23 years in jail and came out with a very balanced view of the world. Not full of hatred, but one of the great leaders of all time. Katharine Graham was a full-time mother until in her 50s. She became the leader of the Washington Post, the most influential paper in the United States, after her husband's death, and with the help of mentors like Warren Buffett, she became very successful and a very influential person in Washington. I have been mentored by many active leaders from all walks of life. I also include, in my list of mentors, many former presidents of the United States and other great statesmen. My passion of reading about great leaders has helped me with my thoughts and my actions through the years. So secondly, innovation. Innovation is a term used today in terms of Canada's competitive position in the world. There are many economic papers on our lack of innovation in industry. I suggest there is a lack of innovation in all walks of life. Innovation is not about research. It's about using the tools and the abilities we have to do things better. In every profession or trade, there is always a better way. Every day I go to work, I challenge myself to bring value. My most satisfying moments are when I can be part of bringing value in a new and innovative way. When trying to convince our farm team that we need it for economic reasons to operate our blueberry harvesters at night, I, of course, had the usual resistance. How can you pick these small berries at night? 1,500 blueberries per pound. When I said that hitters in a baseball game were hitting a 95 mile per hour fastball at night, the log jam broke, and of course we are now picking berries at night. When cable television companies were first introducing internet, and for you that's hard to believe that when it wasn't that long ago, and it's hard for you to believe that a few short years ago there was no such thing as internet service, our technical mastermind in our Cablevision was in demand at conferences all over North America to share his innovative ways of delivering the internet. Steve Irvine, an Ironman in his spare time, a graduate of Dalhousie University, was sharing his innovative ways with the giants of the communication industry. In your jobs, you will find and develop new methods, new techniques, and new ways to motivate all the time. I encourage you to say, how can I do it better? How can I bring more value? We need an innovative society. As you go forward, I wish you well. Choose and seek out mentors, not just today, but in the future, and think outside of the box. Be innovative in your activities. And thank me thank you for allowing me to share this day with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Bragg. Words to think about. We will now proceed to the conferring of degrees in course. May I extend to all of you who will graduate here today the warmest congratulations of the university community. When you first came here as a student, you became a member of the UNB family. Today, all of this family, your professors, the staff, fellow students, friends, family, all of us have gathered here to share in your pride in having reached this most important milestone. We're here to recognize your hard work and your sacrifice, and here to wish you every success and happiness in the future. We hope that you will always value what you have learned here, and that you will forever remember your alma mater with fondness and affection. As each of you receives your degree today, you will be presented with a University of New Brunswick alumni pin by the UNB Associated Alumni. We will begin with the bachelor's degrees, to be followed by the master's and doctoral degrees. Candidates for the bachelor's degree will be presented by the university orator.
The bachelor's degrees of Business Administration, Science and Kinesiology, Recreation and Sports Studies, and Education. Candidates will remain seated for the supplication. Insignissime praeses, implicime cancellari, supplicant senatui et vic venerabili collegio gubernatorum. He baccalaureus vel scholares in facultate administrationis rerum negotiarum, in facultate kinesiologica, in facultate educationis. Quorum nomina ac studia iam riti cognitus sunt and promulgata, but admittanter ad proprium baccalaureum gradum in sua quisque facultata.
Placetne vobis senatores, placetne gubernatores, ut hi supplicatoris admittanter.
The supplicants for all the bachelor's degrees will now stand for presentation by the orator and admission by the president. Insignissime praeses, amplissime cancellari, tota universitas, praesento vobis hosca supplicatoris in supra dictis facultatibus, ut admittanter ad proprium baccalaureum gradum in sua quisque facultata, testorque ilgos, coad omnia quae statuta nostra requirent, aptos et idoneos essa.
Ego admitto vos gradum baccalaureae in Universitati Novi Brunswicki.
You will now proceed in your assigned order onto the dais for individual acceptance. The Dean of Business Administration, Dr. Devishis Mitra, will present the Bachelor of Business Administration diplomas. Jennifer Kelly Armstrong, first class honors. Christopher Michael Burton. Eileen Mary Creamer. Wanda Faye Christensen. Jack Brandon Delaire. Jacob Noel Ebbett. Anthony Douglas Fitzherbert. Alyssa Brianne Frost. Mark Thomas Chalmers Gauvin. Kevin Gionnet. Shane Lee Gunter. Yiting Hu. Benjamin Thomas Jacobs. Eric Joel Lamore. Shan Lan. Karina Petra Lenting. Jue Lu. Alexandria Stokes Locke. Jenna Leanne McDonald. Nicholas Arthur McGee. Nadia Melanie Mabu. Katrina Rianne McBride. Christopher John Robert McDougall. Brittany Ann McGraw. Rebecca Catherine McIsaac. Kristen Marie McKay. Lauren Elizabeth McNeil. Samantha Nicole Nickerson. Alana Jamie Nicklin. Ryan Patrick O'Donnell. Joshua James Probert. Andrew Kenneth Reimer. Emily Elizabeth Sorensen. Bridget Laura Frances Van Wart. Noor Fataha Binti Sakara. Fan Zhang. We'll now have the Bachelor of Business Administration with honors. Sophie Alisa Bayani. Kendra Dawn Boudreau McHugh. Laura Lee Burke. Michael Joseph Chasson. Jennifer Marie Conley. Nathan David Doucette. Sinji Doin. Catherine Fong. Sean Michelle Guy. Simone Katura Jennings. Luke Colin Lamore. Alexandria Rose Jordan Lewis. Yun Liu. Kyla Victoria McCoy. Brooke Catherine Pamela McKinley. Johannes Wodja Buchanan. Fangxing Meng. Michiko Elena Marasti. Ashley Angela Noble. Tashika Shakara Prendergast. James Peter Richardson. Caitlin Elizabeth Jean Smith. Cody Lean Stewart. Joshua Berthold Ulrich. Morgan Laura Elizabeth Underhill. He Wang. James Michael Duncan. Erin Rose Gantz. Leslie Ann Hinton. Roxanne Lefebvre. Holly Michelle Leopard Westhaver. Brittany Dawn Nash. Jacob Edward Wildman Sisk. Nicholas Robert Chamberlain. Marianne Durrett. Ashley Nicole Legresley. Chase Jonathan Darrell Stewart. We'll now have the degrees of Bachelor of Business Administration, William Justin Aitchison. Franklin Jonathan Barrett. Thomas John Wilson Booth. Quin Chu Tai. Michelle Leona Marie Buckingham. Christopher Kensel Cogswell. Benjamin Sinclair Cook. Ahmed Dafala. Jeremy Scott DeMerchant. Emily Jane Dix. Jonathan Kyle Fairweather. Amanda Verla Fleming. Wendy Ann Flowers. Adam Philip Ganong. Devin Joseph Ira Gunasilan. Calvin Dwight Gunter. Joshua David Ryan Harmon. Karsten Michael Hickey. Catherine Ann Horgan. Mohammed Kabu. Brandon Michael Legacy. Sean Carmen McAfee. Ryan Patrick McLaughlin. Joshua James McClellan. Brandon Michael McNeil. Jillian Norma Minor. Isaac Mahima. Stephen Thomas Muserwell. Hugh Alexander Orser. Ethan Jeffrey Pierce. Jordan Anthony Priest. Jason Paul Rouse. Amanda Stephanie Rudolph. Ryan Andrew Souls. Maria Jean Titus. Andrew Michael Toogood. Erica Dawn Watson. Jackie Jo Shadane Stevens. Scott Michael Whalen. Sean William Edward Wheeler. Christopher John Williams. Joanna Zakur. This concludes the granting of the Bachelor of Business Administration degree. With one other, Zhuan Zhang. The Dean of Kinesiology, Dr. Wayne Albert, will present the Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology and Bachelor of Recreation and Sports Studies diplomas. The Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology with honors, Ariel Clara Anderson. Allison Nicole Bartlett. Daye Choi. Matthew Aaron Grant. Melanie Lisa LeBlanc. Danielle Constance Andre Rosen. Christy Marie Stevenson. Amanda Marie Blackmore. Cody Alexander Brown. Mary Nicole Brown. Leanne Kate Carruthers. Natalie Marie Ettinger. Sarah Marie Farrell. Erlyn Leslie Fletcher. James Owen Fowler. Chad Allen Gale. Cassia Jewel Alexandra Jersina. Alexander Malcolm Kelly. J.C. Carroll Kelly. Sunga Audrey Kim. Brittany Jane LeBlanc. Rachel Andrea McCullough. Jody Laurie McGill. Hannah Elizabeth Monteith. Daniel Jr. Kirian. Victoria Ann Ridgely. Rebecca Jane Stewart. Stephanie Lorraine Tays. Katie Marie Waygood. Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, Scott Anthony Anderson. Kelsey Charlotte Bishop. Scott Mark Braille. Dagan Daniel Buat. Megan Deanna Burns. Caitlin Christina Burridge. Stephen Isaac Doucette. Carly Jo Dunbar. Scott Andrew Facey. Cassian Jacob Fernandez Ferlat. Devin John Donald Frigo. Hillary Elizabeth Miriam Gamblin. Nicholas Ronald Lane McEachern. Brendan Matthew Lane. Ryan Keith Lane. Shannon Gail McFarland. Mackenzie Robert McPherson. Christy Lee McQuarrie. Michael Alexander Martell. Laurie Jill McGuigan. Carly Dawn McKenzie. Brianne Michelle Miller. Cassandra Joan Murphy. Ashley Elizabeth O'Neill. Victoria Elizabeth Osberg. Aaron Austin Peter Paul. Georgina Edith Reed. Caitlin Megan Roberts. Carrie Felicia Robichaud. Michael Thomas Tabor. Chantel Marie Thibodeau. Jonathan Gregory Thomas. Alicia Ray Trenum. Joseph Stephen Wallace. Hannah Margaret Williston. Brandon Gary Zink. This concludes the granting of the Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology degree. Bachelor of Recreation and Sports Studies, Andrew Von Connors. Josiah Andrew Darrell Marr. Shay Randy Nordheim. Emily Ann Underhill. Ashley Marie Vautour. Lisa Diane Jean or Jean Bastarache. Nicholas Brian Victor Boudreau. Samantha Lee Burpee. Chad Ryland Denny. Tenu Peru Ambrose Temeva Eliba. Melissa Emily Hernan. Katrina Carrie Etta Marie Hoyt. Alexander Donald Locke. Molly Elizabeth McDonald. Emily Nora Mallet. Sarah Dawn Mazerol. Anna Marjorie McKean. Catherine Elizabeth McKean. Benjamin Mark Edward Mitzuk. This concludes the granting of the Bachelor of Recreation and Sports Studies degree. The Dean of Education, Dr. Ann Sherman, will present the Bachelor of Education diplomas. Bachelor of Education, Lisa Maysock. Sarah Louise Francis. Laurie Ann Gwen Harkwell. Mary Millet Peters. Natasha Lynn Francis. Beverly May O'Leary. This concludes the granting of the Bachelor of Education degree.
Why don't we have a round of applause for all our bachelor's degree recipients? I'm not sure, but I'm sensing some relieved parents. We shall now confer the master's degree in course. The candidates will be presented by the Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. Edmund Biden.
The master's degrees of Education, Arts and Sport and Recreation Studies, Science in Exercise and Sport Science, and Business Administration. The candidates will remain seated for the supplication. Insignissime praeses, implicime cancellari supplicant senatui et vic venerabili collegio gubernatorum hi baccalaureae vel scholares in facultate educationis, in facultate kinesiologica, in facultate administrationis rerum negotiorum, quorum nomina ac studia iam rite cognita sunt et promulgata, ut admittanter ad proprium magistri gradum in sua quisque facultate.
Placetni vobis, senatores, placetni gubernatores, uti supplicatoris admittanter.
Placet. The supplicants for the aforesaid master's degree will stand for presentation and admission by the President. Insignissime praeses, implicime cancellare, toti universitas, presento vobis hosca supplicatores, in superdictus facultatibus, ut admittanter ad proprium magistri gradum in sua quisque facultate. Testorque ilios quoad omnia quae statuto noris requirant aptos et idonios esse.
Ego admitto vos ad gradum magistri in Universitati Novi Brunswick.
You will now proceed in your assigned order onto the dais for individual acceptance. The Assistant Dean of Graduate Studies, Dr. Linda Eyre, will present the master's diplomas. Master of Education, Hanan Gurkmula Alaklabi. Ashley Diane Anderson. Alexandra Louise Barrett. Eric Ross Barristow. John Patrick Bidlake. Mary Boucher. Amy Lynn Burgess. Casey Sue Brophy. Christine Lee Chisholm. Danielle Marie Cole. Linda Grace Cormier. Catherine Claire Culberson. Mary Kelly Donovan. Deneen Rita Diamond. Cheryl Denise Eatman. Mark David Gallant. Tammy Gee. G. Ryan Robert Murray Gregg. Christine Lynn Halcrow. Kirsten Vanessa Harper. Jennifer Michelle Hines. Sherry Marie Hood. Wendy Ann Arinke. Brenda Eldine Kilfoyle. Heather Jane Libby. Yan Hong Liu. Shannon Elaine McKenzie. Angela Dawn Mallet. Lise Sylvie Martin Kielty. June Luana McGee. Candace Gail Mergereau. Lisa Ann Muiz. Jeanette Marie Murphy. Candy Lynn Murphy. Daniel Frederick O'Leary. Kristen Jane O'Rourke. Heather Marie Parmenter. Annie Peltier. Okay. Karma Punso. Benita Joy Polches. Sarah Margaret Rothman. Tiffany Jean Russell. Teresa Lee Ryan Miles. Margaret Jane Sadler. Doreen Gloria Solis. Jason John Smith. Christopher Gordon Sparrow. Hong Sun. Robin Kelly Sweet. Nancy Lynn Taylor Wochuk. Josiah James Taylor. Chantal Theriot Cerule. Peter Wayne Tomlinson. Angela Lynn Trail. Jennifer Dawn Vesey. April Mary Vincent. Heather Ann Wiggins. Serene Willis O'Connor. The Master of Science in Exercise and Sports Science, Michelle Marie Girard. Jeffrey Allen Grant. Master of Business Administration, Ryan Andrew Adams. Armin Adene. Daniel Boyle. Andrea Michelle Crawford. Kenneth Allen Critchley. Tricia Dawn Fournier Hoyt. Catherine Ann Haynes. Suresh Jayavirasingham. Sarah Kathleen Kennedy. Philip Mark Kaiser. Brendan David Lee Young. Shanghua Li. Elena Marie Nicholson. Kristen Michelle Olson. Marie Noelle Yvonne Pauline Edma Pinot. Skovaski Satira Ramratan. Wendy Jean Ross Clark. Go Billy Muzawankosi Sepithi. Elizabeth Mary Thomas. Rufei Wang. Danish Wasim. Hong Zhu. This concludes the granting of the master's degrees.
We will now confer the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy. The candidates will be presented by Dr. Biden.
The degree Doctor of Philosophy candidates will stand for the supplication. Insignissime praeses, amplissime cancellari, supplicant senatui et huic venerabili collegio gubernatorum. Nancy Clark Logue, Education. Essie Loam, Education. Roxanne Belva Reeves, Education. Magistri vel baccalaureae ut admittantur ad gradum philosophiae doctoris.
Placetni vobis, senatoris. Placetni gubernatoris. Ut he supplicatoris admittantur.
Placet. The candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy will come forward and stand before the dais for admission. Insignissime praeses, amplissime cancellari, toti universitas presento vobis hosca supplicatoris ut admittantur ad gradum philosophiae doctoris, testorque ilios quod omnia quae statutra nostra requirant aptos et idonios esse.
Ego admitto vos ad gradum philosophiae doctoris in Universitati Novi Brunswick.
Please come up onto the platform. Nancy Clark-Logue, Education. Dr. Logue investigated the evaluation of practice-based learning in nursing education. Her findings will improve how learning is evaluated as students prepare for professional nursing practice. S.E. Loam, Education. Dr. Loam researched the adoption of professional learning communities in New Brunswick rural schools. Her findings will add to the research in rural education, specifically the field of rural teacher professional development. Roxanne Belva Reeves, Education. Dr. Reeves investigated mentorship as it pertains to recent immigrants and to immigrant entrepreneurs and to mentoring in the workplace for high potential employees. Her findings will help businesses with their future workforce requirements by assisting them to find, train, and retrain the best possible people. This concludes the granting of degrees in course.
Congratulations, graduates. Please note that an English translation of your diploma has been placed inside the folder behind the parchment. In 2011, on the occasion of UMB's 225th anniversary, a new tradition was introduced, the UMB coin. I'd like to thank all those who made this tradition possible, from the committee who worked hard to get the coin just right, to the associated alumni who made a significant financial contribution in support of the project. We hope this coin will carry your individual memories of a life-changing experience at UMB and serve as a reminder that when you combine an ambitious goal and personal dedication, you can attain anything. Maybe more importantly, let this coin be a symbol that you were, are, and will always be part of our family, the worldwide family of thousands of UMB alumni who work to better our world each and every day. We hope that you hold your coin with pride. We certainly are very proud of you. We know you leave us with more knowledge, a greater sense of community, and the potential to make a significant difference in the quality of your own lives and the lives of those you touch as you take the next step in life's journey. Congratulations on a job well done, and I now invite representatives of UMB's faculty, staff, and alumni to present the 2014 UMB coin.
just wait a couple of minutes for these folks to resume their seats. I would now like to invite Mark Bedard, President of the UNB Associated Alumni, to deliver the welcome to our new alumni. Mark.
Sir, Your Honor, Mr. Chancellor Emeritus, Mr. President, distinguished guests, family and friends of UNB, and graduates, good afternoon. It is an honor to share this special day with you and to officially welcome you to UNB's family. It's especially interesting for me because 40 years ago this month, I received my BBA degree from UNB, so I'm pleased to be here with the BBA class of 2014. What an exciting day this is for you as graduates and for your friends. Congratulations and your family. Today you are joining one of the oldest alumni associations in Canada, a family that began with little more than 200 graduates some 150 years ago and has grown into a worldwide network of over 78,000 alumni. As we celebrate this important milestone, we are reminded of those that have helped along the way, our families, friends, and fellow alumni, many of whom you may have never met. We reflect on that legacy that has been created on the power of new ideas and possibilities. Today you stand on the cusp of new beginnings which will shape and influence others that come after you. You are also part of an extensive network of individuals that collectively represent UNB's greatest assets. I am hopeful that during your time here at UNB, you became cognizant of the important role alumni play in enhancing the overall student experience. Whether it was support for tangible things like buying books, funding athletics, helping students participate in conferences and study abroad programs, or alumni contributions to UNB's scholarship and bursary programs, these are all contributions that help students succeed. Alumni also help by mentoring students, helping them find meaningful work and co-op opportunities, and helping them prepare for their careers. Sharing their expertise and advice with the people who manage the university. Participating in UNB events and activities across the country and around the world. Encouraging others to entrust UNB with their children's education. And acting as ambassadors, helping us share UNB's story. Your impact on the world will certainly be great, but please remember that your impact on UNB, even once you leave, can be just as great. As the UNB Associated Alumni, we foster the link that keeps you informed about what is happening at UNB, providing events and activities to keep you connected with each other and to our future student body. Your involvement serves to strengthen our family, so I encourage each of you to keep in touch and stay engaged. We are looking forward to hearing about the next stages of your journey, where you end up, and the positive impact that you will have on your community and the world. Congratulations on your success, and welcome to the UNB alumni family. We are honored to have you join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Again this year, the graduating class has asked that the valedictory address be given here at this Encaenia ceremony. The valedictorian is Shane Gunter from Bear Island, New Brunswick, who received his Bachelor of Business Administration degree here today. Mr. Gunter, I invite you to come up and deliver the address.
Thank you. It's a much bigger room once you're up here. I'm sure you all noticed when you're walking across the stage. Most of you were just trying to look forward to shaking the hand, getting your diploma, and getting off the stage. But I made the mistake of actually looking out to see how big the room was, just to see what it was going to be like when I get up here. And that was a big mistake. So I'm here today to give the valedictory address to you, and I have some messages I really hope reach you all. But just before I say exactly what I'm going to say in my speech, I just want to kind of talk about, in preparation for my speech, what I thought. I thought I want to do something cool that the people are going to remember, that the fellow graduates are really going to think was like a cool speech that stuck with them. And I really just was wondering what I could include in there to kind of end off with something cool. And one thing that crossed my mind was maybe doing like a confetti popper, and I'd have it in my pocket and I'd end off with it. But then I thought if I said like end with a bang and then went into my pocket by pulling up my gown, that something else might get tackled by Eddie Campbell or something like that. So I thought that was a good idea to keep that out of there. So to get started today. Good afternoon, Your Honor, Mr. Chancellor, members of the Board of Governors, Mr. President, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and graduates. Over the course of our degrees, whether it be 4 years, 5 years, or the 10-year plan, we have all encountered similar UNB experiences. UNB is known for its low professor-to-student ratio of 17:1, where most professors know all of their students' name. UNB's campus is a close-knit community that is safe, welcoming, and secure, with no shortage of boots and parking tickets for those violators. UNB is among the top 5 comprehensive universities in the country, hosting 50 degree programs, and today we are here to celebrate the graduates of 3 of them: business administration, education, and kinesiology. But in addition to what I have said, I'm certain that the graduating class of 2014 know that UNB is a little more than just that. And throughout the day, I've been able to talk to many of you, mostly people that were in my class. I've had a lot of people say a lot of kind words to me, like good luck and best wishes for your speech. But one question that everyone asked me was, are you nervous? And I was like, no, I guess not. But all I could picture in my head was the first scene from Pitch Perfect, when the Bellas are performing and the first girl projectile vomits all over the first row. But then I just realized the band is right there, so I just apologize for you guys in advance if anything happens. So in the Faculty of Business Administration, we know UNB as Joanne Hinton, our fantastic academic advisor and associate dean, with her smiling face eager to help each and every student succeed. We know UNB as a lovely, warm tunnel connection between Singer Hall and the Harriet Irving Library that is oh so convenient during the winter months. We know UNB as the dozens of transfer students who join us from other faculties, and we know UNB as the uncomfortable bucket seats in Singer Hall for the amazing experience at Jeu de Commerce Centrale's business games, and for the ability to take a broad range of courses and electives. In the Faculty of Kinesiology, you know UNB is that amazing time you had to take the mandatory course of exercise physiology, which I heard is a lot of fun. You know UNB is that long walk from the bottom of the hill that improved leg muscle endurance and helped drop that freshman 15. You know UNB is that helpful new technology of the Curry Center that enhanced classroom experience and provided a more in-depth view at the human body's functions. You know UNB has an incredible opportunity to make friends at Kin Camp and Kin Games, both of which were experiences that enabled you to bond with your fellow classmates. In the Faculty of Education, you know UNB is that stressful first classroom placement where you wanted to make the best impression possible. You know UNB is that class project that didn't go as planned when presenting it in front of the children. And you know Marshall Javey like the back of your hand and are graduating for the second time as you have already completed a bachelor degree. But as university graduating students, we all know UNB for the cost-effective pitcher and wing night deals at the Cellar, for the creeping spots at the Sub, for the tremendous energy that engulfs campus on move-in day for the residences, for the hilarious and sometimes embarrassing posts on Spotted at UNB, and for the awkward cutthroat parking wars in the winter. The memories we shared and the friends we made are what truly enhanced our experience here at UNB. Whether you are going to become the next CEO of a Fortune 500 company, the next physiotherapist for a professional sports team, or the next outstanding elementary school teacher, I have 3 key takeaway tips I want to share with you today. Some tips and advice that can help you with your future career, social, and personal experiences. The first one is an action item. So body language is an extremely important nonverbal form of communication that has an incredible impact on the people around us, but also on ourselves. Social psychologist Amy Cuddy explains one quick tip called power posing that can drastically improve one's confidence and instantly in die-hard moments, such as right before a big work presentation, an important job interview, or on the day you get down on one knee to propose. Confidence goes hand in hand with power and dominance. In the animal kingdom, the most powerful animals use techniques that cause their bodies to open up and expand in order to exert pressure and power. So next time you're preparing for that stressful, evaluative moment, I want you to try power posing. This involves taking 2 minutes to expand your arms and widen your legs as if you have just gotten first place in an Olympic race. This tiny tweak can lead to a big change. Her slogan is, "Don't fake it till you make it, fake it till you become it." This tiny tweak takes 2 minutes before that next big interview, 2 minutes before that next make it or break it moment. Try it anywhere in the building, whether it be the hallway or the stairwell outside of the interview room. Configure your brain to cope the best in that situation by raising your testosterone and lowering your cortisol levels to improve confidence. Guys and gals, it works for us all, and you will then walk into the room confident you're going to give it your best shot. So you may have seen me doing that down there before I came up here to boost the confidence. The second tip stresses the importance of living in the present. So imagine there's a bank account or a bank that credits your account each morning with $86,400. It carries over no balance from day to day, and every evening the bank deletes whatever part of the balance you failed to use. What would we do? Draw out every cent, of course. Each of us has such a bank. Its name is time. Every morning it credits us with 86,400 seconds, and every night it writes off as a loss, so whatever you have failed to use to in good purpose, it carries over no balance. My message here is that you must live in the present on today's deposits, which, yes, is difficult to do in a world full of opportunities, trips, vacations, and future predictions of happiness, but invest it so as to get from it the utmost in health, happiness, and success. Make the most of today. We must try to live in the moment and use today's deposits, which, yes, is difficult to do because the future looks more appealing. Our next vacation, the next version of the iPhone, the next trip down south, or buying that new car. But the future has a funny way of taking odd twists, so it's important to find happiness and meaning in today. Yesterday is a history we must respect and learn from. Tomorrow is a mystery full of unknown, but today is a gift, and that's why it's called the present. My final advice for our future is about leadership. People may not always remember what you say or what you do, but people will always remember how you made them feel. As the next generation of leaders, lead and inspire with kindness and integrity in our families, our workplaces, and in our communities. As university graduates, we must bear the social responsibility of protecting, preserving, and improving the world from our back door to distant lands. In a world where pressing issues including global warming, poverty-stricken nations, and a decreasing supply of drinkable water lay before us, we must be the ones to solve these issues and create sustainability and equity. It has been said that service is the rent you pay for the space you occupy on Earth, and it is up to us to take up that challenge and get the job done. Thank you and best wishes to you all. Good luck in whichever paths you take.
Thank you, Shane. At one point in your remarks, I was quite happy I was behind you. On behalf of the Chancellor, the Board of Governors, the Senate, the faculty, and indeed the entire university community, it's my pleasure to extend to all of you who have received your degrees here today our most sincere congratulations and our very best wishes for the future. Special thank you to the St. John String Quartet, David Adams, Danny Sametz, Christopher Buckley, Sonia Adams, and our trumpeter, Robert Dutton, for providing the music for this, our 185th Encaenia. Thank you. I would also like to thank all of those who have assisted with the arrangements for this ceremony. There's a small army of people who work hard to make this a good day for all of you. At the conclusion of this ceremony, everyone is cordially invited to attend an Encaenia tea in McConnell Hall, the building located just across the street from this building. The associated alumni will be selling diploma frames at this tea, and a photo booth has been set up for you to capture more memories with your family and your friends. At this time in the ceremony, I'd like to ask the graduates to think a little of all the people who assisted you in your life to get you to this day, whether they're sitting beside you, whether they're out here in the audience, whether there were staff or profs or just kind people who gave a thought to you, whether they're here today or not. Please stand up and give them a round of applause to think of them. Please be seated. It is now my pleasure to invite Amanda Blackmore, who received her Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology degree this afternoon, to come up onto the platform and to lead us in the singing of O Canada. And I would ask that everyone would please rise, remain in your place standing until the academic procession has retired. Amanda.